Hey, welcome to Car Talk and Other Things with Big D and Liam.
I'm Big D.
And I'm Liam. Today, we're just going to go over some parts that you see in the background. We're going to talk about some events coming up, how NASCAR is doing, Formula Drift next week.
Kind of talk about NASCAR, yeah, you already said that. Going to talk about some decisions that I made over the week for the El Camino
Mm-hmm.
slash Dark Sin. What else? Streetcar Takeover next weekend.
Along with Formula Drift on YouTube next weekend.
Yes, so yeah, we got quite a bit to cover. I did watch. Well, I kind of watched last week's race, but mainly watched practice and stuff. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First thing I do want to cover, and I'm going to mention it probably 2 more times throughout the video because of people coming and going. As of now, at least until after the holidays, we will only be doing 1 episode a week. Well, technically 2, because the live stream does count as an episode. So we will have a working on stuff episode during the week, and then our live stream on Saturdays, and that's basically it. Because of the holidays coming up, we have family to think about. Plus, I have 2 children, and I also have 2 big birthdays coming up. So my kids' birthdays are also very close to Christmas. So money-wise, we're having to cut back. So therefore, we're going to cut back on the episodes until after the holidays. But yeah. So
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah, so
I don't know if it's going to be like a Tuesday. We're probably just going to shoot for Tuesday or Wednesday.
yeah, I was actually thinking probably like a Wednesday, do like a middle of the week thing, and then do the live stream on Saturday.
On Saturday,
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to do until after the holidays.
Then we'll just ramp stuff up.
Yeah, you might get, maybe if something's going good and we got something cool that happens, you might get a bonus video here or there.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I don't see that happening, but you never know. Something cool could come up.
Yeah, like a car show that we're participating in, or
Yeah.
some kind of race weekend that we're going to, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, well,
Or firing up the motor sooner than we thought, or,
yeah.
something.
Us tinkering with stuff.
Yeah.
Like me on an off day,
Yeah.
we'll do that. So.
Yeah. We also, what was I going to say? Oh, okay. Things that I decided to go with on Dark Sin. Had some time to think about it. I think that we asked like a poll type thing about it last week. And of course, nobody responded. But I decided for now, because of how expensive drag light wheels are, for street use, I'm going to keep the wheels that are on Dark Sin now. I'm just going to go ahead and have them powder coated the red color, and throw new like BF Goodwrench street tires on them, and those will be my basic, my dailies type thing. And then that way I only need to get 1 set of drag lights, which will be my race tires for the strip, which will have my slicks on them, and then my skinnier tires for up front. The car will still be tubbed and all of that. It'll just have street tires on it. Did find out, though, I do have to do some measuring. Depending upon how I do the back spacing and stuff with the drag lights on the back, might not have to touch the frame. If I go with just a 29 10.5, not a W, which a W is a wide, it adds like another inch or so to the width of the tire. If I go with just a 10.5 and not a W, I should be able to get away with just trimming the lip off of the inside of the back fender. However, somebody did recommend instead of trimming it off, it would be better to use a body hammer and a dolly and actually roll it in.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
in and up, like, you know, instead of cut it off. Because that seam, the reason why it's so wide is because it's also a main support spot for the quarter panel.
Let us know if we're looking fine. I'm trying to view the chat on my.
You're trying to view the chat on.
I'm trying to view the
Yeah,
the live stream.
Liam's trying to view the live stream on
My
his personal YouTube channel, and for some reason it's having some loading issues.
Yeah, I always like to watch it
So,
on a separate device so I know it's working. Let us know if it's operating fine.
Yes, please. One of you guys that are watching right now, please comment and let us know if everything's coming through okay.
Yeah.
Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
We'll continue,
Uh,
I guess.
I always forget what.
YouTube's saying we're fine
Yeah, so we're
through
gonna
our
keep going.
through our portal. No, that's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Puzzle Fairy says we're good. All right, thank you, Puzzle Fairy. Okay, so yeah, we're probably, since I found out that that is a main support area for that huge freaking quarter panel on those cars. It's better for us to roll it instead of cut it.
Yeah.
If we cut it, we're going to lose that support structure. So I'm just going to get a body hammer and, well, I got to get body hammers and dollies anyway because I got to work that front fender where it's dented and the passenger door. So going to have them anyway, might as well do it. Okay.
Parts.
Parts.
Let's go through
Let's start with the brand spanking new cam, which is in the white box. I want to start with the cam because of some quite interesting information that I found out that I was not aware of. Because, okay guys, it's been... Last time I actually fully built a motor top to bottom was, I want to say 2007.
Yeah.
Some things have changed since 2007 that I was not aware of. And that main thing is they stopped putting
Zinc.
Sorry, brain fart. Zinc in motor oil. And because of that, you have to do a zinc additive now for your oil when you're breaking in a new motor, when you're breaking in new parts. Because they require zinc for a proper break-in. Without zinc, the motor will literally, within minutes, sometimes seconds, eat itself apart. And because of not knowing that, the current build on that motor that we had just completed would have eaten itself alive.
If we didn't know about it before we put engine oil.
Yes. If we would have not had found out about the zinc thing before firing that motor up in its current setup, it would have been catastrophic.
Jeez.
So, in a way, this upgrade actually saved our asses.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so let's show you guys the new cam. She's a little heavy. I'll let Liam hold that up. And then I'll even let him, if you kind of show it long ways, you can see how tall the lobes are.
Yeah,
They're
pretty big.
yeah, we got some big ones on there. So here is the spec card, so I can finally give you guys the proper spec. I'll read them to you, and then I'll let Liam hold them up after I read them to you, and you guys can get the proper look at these. Okay, so our max lift on our exhaust valve is now going to jump up from the cam that is in it, which is a 465 lift across the board, is now going to be jumping up with this cam to a 508 on the exhaust side. Okay, we're jumping from a 466 max lift up to a 508. Okay, that's on the exhaust. But our max lift on our intake side is only 487. So our exhaust lift is higher. That is going to allow the exhaust gases to escape faster. And that is also how we get more of our ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk lobe.
Yeah.
So that is also what I was aiming for. That is why the exhaust lift is higher, because I want some ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Yeah.
Now, our duration, that is how long the valves remain open for, is now moving from a 2-something to, on the intake side, is now going to be a 325 duration of how long the valve will remain open. And on the exhaust side, the valve will remain open at 338, which it used to be also a 2-something. So both those valves are going to remain open a lot longer than they were before. So, and our rocker arm ratio for this setup is a 1.5. So Liam will show you guys the spec card, which the spec card is also a sticker. I like to stick them either on the bottom side of the hood or on the top of the radiator support. That way, if at any time, say I was to sell the car or even sell the motor, I can give the person the spec card, or the spec card goes with the car, and say they're not that mechanically inclined and they take it to a mechanic and it needs to be tuned and a timing light needs to go on it and all that stuff. That mechanic and or tuner can look at this spec card and they'll know what cam's in it and all that stuff, and it will help them with proper adjustments of things. Okay, that was the cam. Let's close our box up here. And we'll go with the bigger flat box, which is also another most recent that came in this past week.
Well, there's 2 boxes in the...
Yes.
It's a box and a box and a box.
Yes. So the cam was on back order. The cam actually ended up coming directly from the manufacturer in Texas as soon as it was ready. So it didn't even actually touch Summit hands. So there's that.
It's always good, because someone might send you
We'll show
parts they
this
ship out.
after we show this. Now, because of the lift on the new cam, we also had to go with these here. This is our new double valve springs. And for you guys, I am going to open up one bag of each part in this kit for the first time, not only for you, but for me and for Liam.
There's all the new.
Now we have a double set of those because the gasket kit out in the garage that we used on the first build came with these exact same ones, so now we have two sets. And we're getting ready to order another gasket set, so we're going to have two spare kits. But we'll show those in a second.
Well, at least we'll have plenty in
So,
case we lose some.
These are, check these out. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see the internal ones,
Let's
but
see.
those
There it goes.
are
autofocus. Haha.
our new double valve springs to handle the lift of our new cam. So we have new double valve springs, which we will put back in here like so. The valve springs also came with these. These are our new retainers. I'm not going to open these because they're a little smaller and they will kind of scatter around. But those are the new retainers. The retainers go under the valve spring. They go between the valve spring and the actual head. They sit flat like that on the...
If you can see it. They'll see when we.
Yeah,
actually
they
do it.
go flat on the head at surface, and then the spring goes on the top like so, and yada yada yada. Then we got our new locks that go on the top, and we got our new valve seals. So no oil leakage.
Yay.
Yay. So those
That sounds
are
good.
our new valve spring kit, which comes to the next thing, which is not a part, it's a required tool for this new job. That is our new, if we can get it to focus,
There we go.
our new valve spring compressor
Nice.
for doing our valve springs. And those are universal, so if we ever do something with, like, say, the factory motor in Liam's car, we have a valve spring compressor now. Also going to come in handy when we do the LS motor, which I am now calling Stage 2. Just like Liam's had a Stage 1, I am now calling this Stage 1 of Dark Sin, and then there will be a Stage 2 of Dark Sin.
Sorry if there's lots of box noise.
Yes.
Trying to put everything back so we don't lose anything,
Yes.
so we can store it until we actually.
Yes,
Need it.
I'm going to be taping the boxes up and all that. I'm going to be keeping them over here for now. William's going to store all of it here in the office.
We'll bring this over.
Oh, yes. Show the box first. So, this box. The nice, pretty box.
You can see what they are.
See what they are. Eagle. High performance.
Wish we had an eagle.
I
somewhere.
have one that is open. Here it is.
It's probably, if you watched some of our videos before, you've probably seen these before. But
Well,
We'll show 'em again.
We have a lot of newcomers. So, here we go. Our pretty, oh so pretty, Eagle H-beam rods. With ARP bolts.
these are already cracked, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they're already cracked. You can barely see the
Yeah, I
crack.
can barely see the crack.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you guys don't know what we're talking about when Liam just said, are they already cracked? Some rods, when you get them, they're not separated.
Yeah, this will be solid.
They'll be solid. But you literally just do a light dead below on them, and they will crack. And the reason why they do that, it makes it to where each rod and each cap has a true pair,
Yeah.
which makes it even better.
Yeah.
So that's what he was talking about. Are they cracked already?
It makes
yes.
it strong. It makes it stronger.
Yes. Yes. These particular rods have already been cracked. So, HB, brand new Eagle H-beam rods.
And put bag.
So, oh yes,
No,
bag.
put the bag.
Yes.
Bag.
Always goes back in the bag, back in the Eagle bag. Got to keep them nice and.
I wish I had a soundboard with an eagle sound. Every time you said eagle, I'd hit the soundboard.
Or as Cletus says, that's a big old box of freedom right there.
I don't know how you like that guy.
I love Cletus. He's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
He's just.
He really is. It's a character,
Yeah, I know.
but it's funny. Okay, we already have one of these out in the garage, so we're going to have a spare. But this is, let's open this up. Which, as you older viewers know, we did a lot of
I'm watching things.
oil passages. We have a lot of. Dang it! I had a brain fart.
Yeah.
Okay, as you older viewers that have been with us for a while know, when we originally tore down the 350 for the first rebuild we just completed, we took cutting bits on a air grinder, and we opened and cleaned up all the oil passages within the inside of the motor to get some better oil drainage and oil flow. And now, to help with that, to go along with that, this is our high volume,
High volume or high pressure?
not high pressure,
Okay.
high volume.
Okay. There's a difference.
Yes. This is our brand new high volume oil pump for the motor. Now, it did not come with a pickup, which is good because we are changing to a Moroso triangulated bottom 3-quart extra oil pan.
Yeah.
And because of it being a 3-quart extra oil pan, it comes with a deeper sump oil pickup. So that has to be put in here, and then we get to actually Liam will, because he's the better welder. We'll basically do like a tack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more of like a bead, but like a short one, just kind of along the top. It doesn't go all the way around.
There's also a trick for putting the pickup in. You put the pickup in the freezer, and you put that side in the oven,
Mm-hmm.
so they just slip into each other.
Yes. And then basically kind of,
Yeah.
you have to kind of, in the process, you have to kind of do it quickly because your sump has to be flat, and then there's, sometimes you want to use clay
Mm-hmm.
to make sure you have the right depth between the bottom of your pan and the screen on your pickup, because if it's too close, you'll actually get oil starving.
Yeah.
So
Start plugging stuff up, and then you also be picking up any metal fragments that the magnet in the bottom of the pan is supposed to be picking up.
yes, so that's our new brand spanking new oil pump. And I believe,
Box is right there.
okay, and I believe we only have one other box left. Two?
I'm not sure what this is.
Oh, though, yes. We'll show the other stuff first because they go together.
I'll bring
Okay.
them both over here.
Yes. Those are the things that go in grooves around the edges of these.
Okay, cool.
Yes. You know what I'm saying.
It's becoming an unboxing stream.
Yes, which is cool. Okay, so Lee, We,
He was just
we-
talking about the
I'm-
Texas.
I'm watching Texas game. Oh,
He's watching a football game.
oh, okay.
It's college. We
Oh.
Sorry, we don't follow college that much. We're more pro.
Yeah, we follow like the NFL stuff. Which, by the way, in case you guys are curious, the Chiefs game tomorrow is
At 10 a.m.
is a home game in Arrowhead, and they are the early game tomorrow. Okay,
These are awesome.
these are our brand spanking new Pistons.
I haven't seen these before, so I'm
Yeah,
excited
he
about
hasn't seen the Pistons yet. As you guys know, originally we had some dished Pistons because we were going to build this as a turbo motor. I sent those Pistons back to Summit and ordered flat tops with 4 valve relief
These aluminum?
cutouts. Yes.
They're aluminum. Okay.
They are aluminum. They are floaters, as you guys can see. They are not pressed. These are floating pin,
Yeah.
floating wrist pins. So, those are going to be the new pistons for the 350 for the El Camino. And to go along with these, right here, okay,
Like we're gonna open it.
are, you gotta open them from the top end on either side, whichever side you decide on.
Have you opened these before?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure which side you opened them on. So maybe
Yes,
it'd be
I
easy.
opened
There we
them
go.
once before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, those are going to be the bottom.
Oh wow.
Okay, these are our oil rings for the bottom groove of the piston. That's why that groove is so like thick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So those are our new oil rings. Of course, they don't go in the way I'm holding them. They're stacked.
Mm.
You have one of these on the top of the wrinkly looking one and one on the bottom.
Yeah, you're gonna see us gap those too.
Yes. So those are the bottom oil rings. They have them separated and wrapped up in different colored paper. Summit's very smart like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you guys are curious, they are coated in what the hell is it? Help me out here, people.
Teflon?
Yeah,
Teflon coated.
yes. That's why they got that.
So-
That's why they're kind of
So,
blackish.
so no gunk will stick to them if there's any in the oil.
Yes. So, yes. Let me get these ones wrapped back up.
Help them stay clean. Wow. Paper sounds. If you like ASMR paper, this is good.
Okay, make sure you put them back in there proper.
Yeah, there goes in that.
Okay.
I'm just taking my one at a time. Let's try that.
Okay. These are. Let me look. Okay, these are the middle groove.
I
Right.
built a fours.
I built a 406 small block RHS heads, 9.6 compression, Crane 222 performance intake, and Quadradic. Do my 86 El Camino. Very sweet.
Awesome.
406. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Have you had it at the track? I would be curious what it runs in the quarter. Or even in the eighth. I know a lot of people have switched these days to eighth mile. Me, myself, I'm still sticking true to quarter. It's just me.
Yeah.
So these are going to be the middle groove rings. They are also coated all the way. These are coated all the way around, actually.
Yeah. That's awesome. Let me see that.
Liam's gonna look at the rings. He's
Woo!
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but they're like perfect.
Yeah, Liam's getting an automotive boner right now.
Yeah, they're like, but the coating feels so weird. And they're like so weird feeling compared to the stock rings.
Yeah, see, Liam basically did this last build of the motor because he's never done it before, and I basically kind of guided him.
Yeah.
So now that he's looking at this newer stuff and it's upgraded and all that, he's like, dude, this is some badass shit.
Built for Torco. Okay. Oh, he's still in the building process. So
Okay.
come back next week.
I still need exhaust and tires. I built it for torque.
Yeah, keep us updated on that.
Yes.
That's cool.
Our exhaust, if you guys are interested, you newer guys to the channel, the exhaust on Darksin is actually going to be 4-inch straight pipe running down each side of the car, almost basically like side pipes. But instead of, you know how they do that real sharp turnout like on 23 T buckets and they're just basically got like a round?
Yeah.
We're actually going to try to cut it to where it has more of like a cooler teardrop shape to it, kind of flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if we're going to have baffles in it or not. We will see how it sounds. When it switches to a turbo car, it won't be quite as loud because turbos kind of act as mufflers.
Yeah.
But with it being a nitrous car, we don't have anything to act as a muffler, so I might have to put like a slide-in type removable baffle in them. The side pipes will also be powder coated. The
red color.
The red color that the trim and the wheels
Kind
and
of
stuff.
satin red.
Bright red, actually.
Bright red.
Yes.
So
the car's basically going to look like a Hot Wheel, in a way. But I also decided over the week on a hood scoop that I'm doing for stage 1.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes, the hood scoop's gonna be a freaking basically I'm putting a freaking Pro Mod hood scoop on it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's made by we looked them up, the wood Harwood, yes.
Harwood.
So Liam actually probably looked them up. I just went on their website and just typed in hood scoop, and yeah. While he's doing that, I will show you guys the final set of rings, which is our tops. Oh. Okay, these ones, unlike our last set, the last set that came with the dish, if you guys remember, they were chamfered on the top. These are not. They are just regular flat on the top and the bottom.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yes, they will be properly gapped and all that good stuff. So that's the rings. And let's see, Liam scrolled down a little bit. I think it's the 3160, but keep going because I might be wrong. Yeah, it's the 3160.
Alright, let me get that on the screen real quick. There we
So
go.
that is the hood scoop I decided on for Darksin for stage 1. Stage 2 will be a cowl hood because we're going all fiberglass front end. But for stage 1, we will be putting that on, which will also be another really great episode for you guys because you will see us cut the hood and mold this in and all that. So that will be a really good one. But
a lot of rivets and Bondo, or are you gonna go some other?
there will be Bondo involved, but see how they have a lip. That lip is actually goes underneath.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to take some all thread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut it into basically like little studs.
Mm-hmm.
And gonna tack them to the underside of the hood, so there's no rivets or anything. Drill the holes in the lip, and then basically bolt it to the underside of the hood.
Okay.
Use the Bondo like basically as like a sealer,
Yeah, yeah.
and it will squish out the top edge once we tighten it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's like that, we can just mold it after it dries,
Cool.
and yeah, and it will be basically blended in. Now, also on the underside of the hood, how you have the structural, since we're going to be cutting the hole in there, we're going to have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
So, what we will do is with the crossing and all that, we're going to take some flat, like sheet metal,
Yeah.
and cut it into like strips
Yeah.
and run it around the inside like this,
Yeah.
and basically weld it in.
Yeah. For
And
yeah.
and we'll cut before we weld it in. We'll cut each piece, like we'll trace it with a Sharpie,
Yeah.
to go with all the
Match
different.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
we'll cut it and then weld it in, and it'll bring back the structure needed underneath the hood, and that way we don't have bowing and all that.
Yeah.
Reason why I decided on that particular hood scoop is because of going with the nitrous motor. The intake's taller, so, and the carburetor obviously is taller, which is going to bring it up higher.
Yeah.
I also decided I want to run a Velocity Stack style air filter on the top, which will bring the air filter up higher, which will bring it right directly in the path of the air coming straight in the scoop.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm trying to guide the air straight into the filter as much as I can to get basically a cold air effect.
Yeah.
The colder the air going into the motor, the better it will mix with the gas and the nitrous, and we'll get more of a better boom and more speed.
Yeah. We can also make a heat shield that would place underneath the
They do have
like heat shield.
plates.
Yeah, like heat
They
fans.
have plates that you can buy that actually bolt underneath the carburetor that's shaped like a pan, and it has a seal along the top.
It's pretty much
and
a
it will
heat
seal
shield
to the bottom of the hood.
with like a foam thing.
Yeah, so your air is literally going.
Usually, you only need
Straight
something
in.
like that if you're running like 2 carburetors or
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
or
But
even like a blower.
The Velocity Stack will also not only help with putting the filter up directly into the air path, but they also help with the mixture because Velocity Stack does a tornado effect, and it also helps with low end torque. So you gain some things from Velocity.
Most of the nitrous is going to be is shot on the top end.
Yes.
So the low end torque is preferable
Yes.
on the nitrous motor.
Yes.
So anything you can do to help that.
Yes. So
There.
we've talked about the motor.
Yeah, we don't have much time to talk about
We've
motorsports.
talked about the El Camino. Now,
Nothing really going on in my car. I just want to say that real quick. I'm waiting to save money for the tires. Then we're going to do the wheel and tires. Then we're going to do some testing.
yes, and the first stage of the motor break-in stand went really well, I think.
Yeah, that was a good video.
If you guys have not watched that video yet, I recommend going back and watching it. It was this past Tuesday's video. We started on the building of our break-in stand, and it's coming out amazingly.
Yeah.
We got some good gussets in there for extra support. We started on we brought some bars out off the front of it for the radiator support. Yeah, it's really off to a great start. I can't wait for it to be done. You guys really should go back and watch that video. this Wednesday, we're planning on starting the re-tear down of the 350, basically. Yeah, we're going to start taking it back apart. But anyway, you guys will see that on Wednesday's episode. We are now going to jump over to NASCAR real quick. Now, I watched both practices yesterday. I am missing qualifying right now. However, it is being recorded. Not that that's going to help you guys right now. But
we can probably view the qualifying updates live.
I watched both practices yesterday. First practice was quite interesting. We had literally all the Chevys come out together at the same time out on the track, basically to start off the first practice. Well, Joey Logano actually started off the first practice. He was actually the first car out on the track. And then shortly after him, like, all the Chevys just came rolling out of the garage area, out onto pit road like a train, and they all just came out on the track. They ran like 20, 30 laps in like a draft formation. So it was like all like Chevy Camaros all together. There was like 13 or 14 Camaros just. It was like, wow, that was cool as shit.
Doing draft testing.
Yeah, they were doing draft testing. So that was actually pretty damn cool. Even the announcers were like, okay, this is a first. We ain't never seen this before. We literally have all the Chevys out on the track together. It's like a manufacturer showcase going on right now.
That's a really good idea, though.
Yeah, it was like,
I don't know why anybody's never thought of that before.
Well, then the Ford guys tried to do it, and there's only like four Fords, so it's like not as impressive. It's like, okay, there's only 4 of you guys. There's like 13, 14 of them. Not quite the same. But yeah, it was pretty cool. The top speed of the day was set by I sent Liam the picture this morning. I sent Liam all kinds of pictures this morning. The top speed of the day went to, which picture was it?
There you go.
That one. The top speed of the day was 199. Now, I will tell you, just like the announcers did, the high top speeds of the day, the reason why they are so high is because those people in the 199, 198 range, all those guys were out on the track running a draft together.
Oh, wow.
So that's why their speeds are higher, and then you notice they drop off by like 4 miles an hour from them guys back. See how they'd go from 198 all the way back. They drop to 194. That's because those were guys that were not running in draft. Those were the 194s were guys that actually were coming out and doing singles runs.
Okay.
They were doing singles runs. They were basically doing qualifying practice.
Yeah.
They would come out,
have clean
air, go out, run like they would if they were doing a qualifying run, shut their car off, come back in.
Yeah.
So they were, basically practicing.
Doing sprints, pretty much.
Yeah. So, but the other guys, the reason why they are so high is literally all those guys were running a draft together, and that's why.
Yeah.
But the odd thing is, they're saying that those are the top speeds of the day. NASCAR's actually lying to you.
Oh, yeah?
Because when they were running that draft, one of those cars broke 204.
Well, this is average speed.
Oh,
That's for the
okay.
entire lap.
Okay, average. Okay, average. Okay, but actual top speed broken that I saw today was 204.
And probably into a straight.
It was down the backstretch.
Yeah, of course.
So, and what you guys don't understand is this is a restrictor plate race.
Yeah.
So they're running restrictor plates and hitting 204 on a restrictor plate in a draft. Also because of their spoiler. Liam's going to get off on this part.
Yeah,
He loves spoilers and downforce and explaining it. This picture he just pulled up that I sent him shows the difference between last week's spoiler and this week's spoiler. The shape, the height. This week's spoiler is crazy tall. It has clear Lexan on the top of it so the drivers can see. That's how tall they are. Now, I will let Liam kind of geek out. I'll let Liam kind of geek out on this and explain to you guys why this is important.
Well, NASCAR, I don't think runs like a full underpan with rear diffuser.
They do not.
They do not run rear diffusers at all. It ain't like
And
European car races or any of the other types of car races like Grand Am. It used to be called Grand Am, but I don't know if it's still called that.
That's also why they run them so close to the ground now. If you look at the front spoilers, they pretty much are like dragging.
Well, they're trying to eliminate as much undercar aero as possible because they don't really run any undercar aero. There's no pans on the bottom of the motor, is there?
No, and they said in the one of the announcers said during practice today, matter of fact, when they were showing these pictures, the reason why they had to switch to such a radical spoiler for Talladega is because they found out with these particular body styles this year and last year, they were getting airborne.
Shit.
And so the only way to keep them planted and to keep them from getting airborne, they had to switch to this extremely tall.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that they have to do that. They can't.
They were literally getting
I think
airborne.
they should switch to.
They need to start running belly pans.
Belly pans, rear diffusers.
They run belly pans to an extent.
Just in the mid car.
Mid car.
Yeah, which doesn't. If it's not a full pan, it pretty much just makes the car just want to fly.
I think they need to run not only a full pan, but they need to run the pan with the diffusers that you're talking about.
Yeah, the rear diffusers. You won't even need much of a rear wing if you run a diffuser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think that if they started doing that and experiment with it, these cars would probably handle even better.
Yeah, independent rear suspension. If they switch to independent rear suspension, they'll handle even better than that.
But the problem
and independent rear suspension.
The problem with NASCAR is though they're trying to keep their speeds down on purpose.
You do that with engine.
Yes.
You do that with the engine. More restriction. They're already running fuel injection. So
yes, they have fuel injection. They run freaking E85.
Yeah, they're already making those changes on the engine.
Yeah.
They can have a computer mods too that'll keep the speeds down.
Yes.
But people will be able to drive better, and it'll be more driver oriented if you make the cars handle better.
Yes.
And that was what the aero and the suspension, modern suspension and aero would do for the car. But other than that, this is a great fix for what they're doing. It's pretty much a big paddle.
Yes.
And that ain't great for speed and everything like that. It's not a great spoiler design.
It's basically that thing is keeping the ass glued.
Yeah. It screws up the air going off the back of the car, but for what they're doing, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So this is it's an awesome thing.
That type of wing now, because we had talked about road racing type stuff. Does that particular wing, would that benefit them in that type of situation, or would that be too tall of a wing and it would actually hurt them in that type of situation?
At high speeds, this is good. At low speeds, it's bad.
Okay. So if
it will still work at low speed.
So if they were doing autocross, that wing would actually hurt them, not benefit
Not necessarily. A lot of prepared autocross for SCCA.
Yeah.
They have to run wings like that.
Okay.
And that's because that's just the rules.
Okay.
It's the best. It's the best design for the rules, pretty much. And that's what they're also. This is the best design for NASCAR's rules.
Yes.
So it all depends on your class of racing.
Yes. But also, it's not only taller, but they also said that the shape plays a part too. That's why if you look at the side by side from last week, it's not only shorter, but it's actually shaped different. It's actually got like an arc to it.
Yeah. The last week's has a big bow on the back on top of it.
Yeah.
This one's more flat.
Yeah.
If I can tell on the next. I keep going the wrong direction.
Yeah. See, that one's more flat.
It has a bow, but
it has a slight one, but not nearly as significant as last week's.
I wouldn't use the word radical, but it's more significant.
Yeah.
On this one,
those are both Mustangs, by the way. Those are team drivers, so it's basically the same car. Basically. It's just this one's Brad Keselowski, who, by the way, I freaking hate as a driver, and then the other one's Joey Logano, who I also hate as a driver. So there you go.
Mostly because Fords. No.
Well, no. I used to like Joey Logano until he switched over to that team. And
is this all the Chevys on pit lane you were talking about?
Yes. Yes.
I know we're jumping back and forth on subjects, but
yes,
that's them drafting it.
No, that's the Fords.
That's the Fords trying it. Okay.
It's the Fords and one Toyota, or no, three Fords and two Toyotas drafting. Yeah.
So pretty much at last minute, we probably need to try that, and as many teams as possible tried to
but
team up.
I was also showing. I also took that picture to also show that was pretty much the gist of both practices. Was a lot of single file drafting. Wow. Because with the new cars set up with the new spoilers, they're able to go back to doing close drafting again.
Yeah.
So
because that big wing really cuts through the air. So
where with the shorter wings, the drafting had become to where if you drafted, you had to have like a cushion.
Yeah.
Between the two
cars.
You
have to pretty much find the sweet spot.
Yeah.
On how the air is coming off the back of that wing.
Yeah. Where now they're practicing because they're like they can literally.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost push each other.
It's not clean air. You're not getting,
Yeah, the bad thing is about when you're running that close, the cars behind you will run hot. And also possibly overheat. So
that's probably why they were testing too.
Yeah, so
make sure they keep their heat, get their tape right on their.
And tape. Also, as you can see in that photo, if you have a good enough screen, you can see the time. It was literally when I took that picture. They had pretty much just started. There was like 47 minutes left in that practice when I took that picture.
Yeah.
So that was pretty early on in that practice. What's our this one? That is our let's go to the leader standings right here. I believe that one is Or no, that was, or was that? No,
That's
that's
the-
top speeds go. No, right there. Wait. What's your energy?
No, that's the
But
top. That's
wait.
the speeds.
That was top speed. Wait, where is it? Signa. Didn't I send you one that was the?
There.
Yeah, there
That's,
it is.
That's the playoff leaderboard.
Yeah, that's the playoff leaderboard right there.
Sorry about our
Yes.
crappy.
So Kyle Larson right now is on the top with 1 win. He won last week's race. So that, because he has a win, that means for this particular round, he is good. So he doesn't have to worry about being eliminated. Say something happens to him today, like he gets in a wreck or whatever, he's safe. Now, the bottom 4 guys, those are the guys that are in risk of falling out. When this particular stage is over, 4 drivers will drop off, and it goes from the top 12 to the top 8. Joey Logano was good until last week, when last Sunday's race, literally before the race even started, they were out on their pace laps. Joey Logano broke an axle. It ended up putting him down 27 laps before they could get it fixed and get him back out on the track.
That sucks.
So that is why he's at risk of.
So he has to do really good or
Yes.
do really good or win.
Yes, he has to do really good or win these either today.
Probably in top 5.
Yeah,
To stay safe.
yeah. So he's
Wow.
he's gonna have to do really good tomorrow. So we got Martin Truex Jr. We got Denny. Me personally, I am pulling for, because Jimmy, of course, is not in contention. I'm pulling for Truex. Personally, I think Truex is going to take it all again this year. So, Kyle, don't get me wrong, Kyle Larson's a good driver and everything, but he's a rookie. So, you know, I'm going with Truex to win the whole shit and shebang this year. So, but yeah, the scheduling for tomorrow, don't know if it is the same for you guys, but for you guys that are in our particular time zone, it is in one of the pictures.
Oh, the pictures.
Yes, it's
I
in
thought we
one.
were switching gears.
No, not just yet. We are in just a second.
Right.
We need the photo.
I got
photo.
rid of those.
Oh, you got like rid of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
because we don't have much time left.
oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna show you guys the time schedule for tomorrow. Basically, our time tomorrow, the race. Basically, I think it starts at 1 or 1:30.
1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
That's what it's saying right here.
Yeah, and since I have satellite, it will start at 1:30 my time. So yeah. Check your local listings, basically. Okay, moving on. Streetcar Takeover is next weekend here in Arizona at
Wild Horse Pass Motorsports.
Park. Yes, that is that's our drag strip. That is the name of it now.
Yeah.
Wild Horse Pass. So,
Here's all the scheduling and stuff like that.
yes, Streetcar Takeover starts.
Payouts.
Basically starts this Friday, coming up, and continues a week from today.
We will not be participating, but those are the areas.
We will not be participating in this one
Yeah.
this year. Next year, with the El Camino, yes. Very much so, yes.
For next week on the live stream, we're going to be talking more about this. Is Formula Drift. Next week, this is one of my things.
Yes.
that I like to watch. It's the championship pretty much. We find out who's going to win the season.
Yes.
So tickets are available if you're in
California.
If you're in Irwindale, California, tickets are available. So
yes, that is.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend,
Formula Drift Finals.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, I did not mention it in the beginning of in the middle of the video, but I am going to mention it again now, even though there's only 2 viewers, which is probably Brandy and you. We are going to, as of this week until at least after the holidays, we are only going to be doing 2 episodes a week. So we will be doing working on stuff on Wednesday, and then our live stream on Saturday. Yeah. Sorry, I'm hiccuping inside as I'm talking. So yeah, so twice a week.
All right, that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for those who came and talked to us.
Yes,
for the first time, actually.
Yes,
so
we greatly appreciate that. We're glad that we got somebody to interact. We
stopped what we were doing. We paid attention to it.
We would really love for a lot more of you guys to start participating and doing that same thing.
We pretty much eventually we'd probably shut up most of the video and actually just talk to you guys if you were here.
Yeah, we would be doing a lot less rambling about stuff if you guys were talking to us.
Stop talking about our stuff. I'm gonna start talking to you guys about your stuff.
Yeah, it would make it a lot more entertaining. So please talk to us about your stuff.
Yeah, we'd like that to be most of the actual.
Lee Winkle did start.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, he did start, and then it kind of stopped. He said that he built his car for torque.
He probably paid more attention to the Texas game than.
And was still he still needed exhaust and tires, which is cool. We're quite a little far more a ways away. We need interior.
We could also start like a Discord. It's a communication service mostly for gamers, but we could start a Discord, and you guys can actually post your own pictures in that.
Yes.
And if you want us to try that, let us know. I'll try to set that up.
Yes.
So we can have like a side chat that has like your pictures.
We could even start our own group.
Yeah, we can start. It's pretty much our own.
Like our own
Discord group.
Face group.
It's a Discord.
Yeah.
It's a Discord channel that we would run.
Yeah.
We can set that up, and they can interact with us more with pictures and actually talk to us.
We could
ask us questions,
we could give advice.
verbally.
They could give us advice back and forth, like car people do.
Because we don't know everything.
Yeah, nobody knows everything.
Correct us, please. We don't want to screw shit up.
Yes.
So.
Car people are great. We love interacting with car people and helping other fellow car people. So, get involved. If you guys have like a problem that we might be able to solve, feel free to ask.
Or if we don't know, we can help you research it and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
all right, we went a little long, but
we're fine with that.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, we're actually fine with that. We're not set on running just an hour. We're fine with running longer.
We'll talk as long as there's people to talk to.
But yeah, anyway,
we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll actually see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
All right, I'm Big D.
I'm Liam.
We're out.